Libra, this message feels like it's arriving right on time. You might have been sitting with decisions that don't have clear answers, or caught in that in-between space where everything looks fine on the outside, but inside, there's this quiet confusion. A question that just won't go away. Maybe it's about love, your next step in career, or simply the direction your life is supposed to take next. You're weighing your options, replaying conversations, wondering if you're missing something obvious, and yet nothing feels certain. Spirit is saying, you're not lost. You're just pausing long enough to see things clearly. Hey, it's Aira. Welcome, my loves. This reading is timeless and collective, so if you found it, it's because this message was meant for you. You don't need to force anything right now. Just listen. Somewhere inside these messages, something is going to click. You'll feel it. You'll know exactly what it means for you. The first energy showing up for you today is the crossroads of truth. It's that moment where you can't go back to who you were, but you're not yet sure who you're becoming. You've been pulled between comfort and change, between what's safe and what feels aligned. Spirit says you've been trying to decide logically, to plan, to calculate, to make it make sense, but this next chapter won't come from logic. It's going to come from honesty. Ask yourself, if no one else had an opinion, what would I really choose? This isn't about being impulsive, it's about being authentic. You've outgrown certain expectations, and that's why things have felt off. This card says clarity doesn't come before movement, it comes because of it. For some of you, this is about career or business direction. You've been stuck between two paths that both make sense on paper, but one of them keeps tugging at your intuition. You might have been afraid it's too late or too uncertain, but the truth is, Spirit isn't showing you guarantees, it's showing you possibilities. The universe rewards honest risk, not blind stability. This first message is your sign to stop asking what's safest and start asking what's true. The next energy is the whisper of the past. Something or someone from your past is trying to teach you, not trap you. There's an emotional loop you've been replaying, maybe an old relationship, a missed opportunity, or even guilt over a decision that didn't go as planned. Spirit says, you didn't fail, you were redirected. Sometimes the mind calls it a mistake, but the soul calls it experience. You're being asked to look at the story without judgment. What if that event wasn't meant to hurt you? What if it was meant to prepare you? You're learning to see patterns. Maybe you've noticed how you attract similar situations. People who mirror your old wounds or choices that feel familiar, even when you swear you'll do things differently. That's because your soul is saying you'll repeat it until you heal it. The past doesn't need to be erased, it needs to be understood. Once you recognize the pattern, you're free to write a new ending. Next comes the hidden door. You've been searching for a clear answer, a yes or no, a sign to move or stay. But the hidden door shows that your clarity is behind something you're avoiding. Maybe it's a hard conversation. Maybe it's an uncomfortable truth about what you really want. Spirit says the thing you keep postponing, that's exactly where your next opportunity is waiting. You're not stuck because of fate. You're stuck because of hesitation. This card also brings a message of trust. You're not supposed to have every step planned. Spirit is teaching you to make decisions without needing to see the entire staircase. The door is only invisible because you're standing too close to the fear. Step back, breathe, and ask, what if this works out better than I imagined? You'll notice that once you stop forcing clarity, the right door opens naturally. Then comes the bridge between choices. This one feels deeply emotional. You're connecting two parts of yourself that have long felt at odds. The responsible you and the dreamer you. Spirit says it's not about picking one, it's about finding harmony between both. Maybe you're torn between stability and passion, between what others expect and what your heart craves. The bridge is the middle ground, that space where you don't abandon your reality, but still honor your calling. And this is where Spirit drops in a reminder. Clarity often comes after movement, not before it. If you've been waiting for a perfect moment, it's already here. Sometimes choosing means simply not choosing fear anymore. You'll know you're on the bridge when the idea of staying stuck feels heavier than the risk of change. Midway through, Spirit's guiding me to tell you, if you're craving more insight, my complete 2026 forecast reading is open right now. It's $155, and it goes in depth on your year, month by month, emotionally and practically. If you've been asking for guidance specific to you, check the description for details. Coming back to your reading, the next card is the Compass of the Heart. This one asks you to listen to your inner alignment, not external validation. There's been confusion because you've been trying to make sense of intuition like it's logic. Spirit says, your body already knows. Notice how certain options make you feel. The expansion, the lightness, or the tension and heaviness. That's your compass. Every decision your heart supports will bring peace, even if it's uncertain. Every decision your ego pushes will bring pressure, even if it's practical. You might find clarity by simplifying. Instead of asking, what's right, ask what feels right for me. That small shift changes everything. The more you honor your own signals, the less you'll depend on external advice. The compass doesn't need a map, it just needs your trust. Then we have the turning point. This card shows that something's about to shift, a realization, a conversation, or even a moment that changes how you see yourself. You've been asking for guidance, and the universe is answering through subtle signs, repeating numbers, certain songs, unexpected conversations. It's saying, pay attention. You're about to realize that clarity doesn't arrive like lightning. It unfolds through awareness. This is where all your lessons start connecting. Some of you will soon make a decision that feels small at first, but sets off a chain of positive consequences. Maybe it's applying for something you'd talked yourself out of. Maybe it's finally walking away from what drains you. Spirit says this is where your new story begins. Next is the Mirror of Clarity. It reflects what's been clouding your judgment, not other people's opinions, but your own fear of disappointment. You've been protecting yourself from regret by not choosing, but Spirit says not choosing is also a choice. The mirror asks, if you weren't afraid to start over, what would you be doing right now? This moment isn't about perfection, it's about honesty. You'll notice that once you face your reflection without resistance, the confusion starts to dissolve. You'll realize that clarity isn't about knowing everything, it's about knowing yourself enough to trust your choices. The seventh card is the River of Surrender. Spirit is asking you to release your need for control. You've been trying to direct every current, afraid that letting go means losing stability. But this river carries you toward peace, not chaos. When you release control, you allow divine timing to take over. It's not about doing nothing. It's about aligning your action with faith instead of fear. This is also where many Libras find their emotional reset. The moment you stop forcing a solution, you create space for one to appear. Spirit says, don't chase certainty, flow toward alignment. Before we close, Spirit reminds you, if this message resonates, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment with what part felt like it spoke directly to you. That's how energy connects. It allows the message to keep reaching those who need it. Finally, we reach the path revealed. After all the confusion, hesitation, and searching, this energy brings resolution. You're about to feel that quiet knowing, the kind that doesn't need validation. You'll see signs confirming your direction, and what once felt uncertain will suddenly make sense. Spirit says, the universe was never withholding clarity. It was waiting for your energy to match your intention. You've graduated from indecision. Now your choices carry power. You're stepping into alignment, Libra. You're no longer walking blindly. You're walking bravely. Your affirmation, I trust my path. Every choice I make from peace leads me closer to purpose.